Welcome to Hoodie Priestess Tarot. I am Jodine, your host, and this is the general reading for March 23rd through the 29th. At the end of this reading, you will find two things. One are stills of the reading that you can take screenshots of in case you want to do your own interpretation. The second thing you will find is an appearance by Lucy Cat. Right now, I am just sitting still for a moment and letting thoughts come to me before I begin laying out the spread. I'm getting a sense of being in the void. And so let us begin. My procedure for this reading, like so many of my readings of late, is to ask who in the deck has a message for us today. And then as I'm shuffling, I will see who emerges. And once I know that, then I will ask for the message of those cards. So who has a message for the Hoodie Priestess Collective today? Who will come out and impart a message? And we cut the cards 3 times. All right, who is going to emerge today and impart a message to the Hoodie Priestess Collective? Message for the Hoodie Priestess Collective, please. Who will come out? Oh, you can tell by the shuffle that there's sort of a feeling of everything being a little bit out of control here and rambunctious. All right, who do we have? We have the Justice card in reverse and we have the Judgment card. Justice card reversed and the Judgment card. And now we will ask, what is the message of the Justice card in reverse and the Judgment card? What is their message? And now we have this interlude in which my Virgo moon expresses itself by wanting to have everything sitting on the table perfectly, at least from my point of view. And we will cut 3 times. And one more time. All right, and what is the message for the collective, Hoodie Priestess Collective? Our hosts being the Justice card in reverse and the Judgment card. I would like cards to come all the way out to the table. But we have one flipped over, and it is the Temperance card. The Temperance card is angelic protection. It is a card that asks for moderation and patience. It is a card that asks you to realize that 2 opposite things can be true at the same time. We'll put her back in the deck, and we are looking for cards that come all the way out to the table. Please. Who's coming out to impart the message of Justice in Reverse and the Judgment card for the Hoodie Priestess Collective? And we have the Hermit. The Ace of Wands. The Virgo Moon is happy there to get that Ace of Wands lined up just right. And who else will come out? And we have the Ace of Cups. That is the first line of our reading. Now we will go to the second line. In the middle of the second line, we will have the heart of the reading. So we are approaching that place right now. And who will come out to import the message? We have the Tower card. This next position will be the heart of the reading. And we have the Four of Wands. Because of the way the wands are positioned in this card, some people refer to it as the 1111 card. And what would 1111 impart? It would be enlightenment. 1111 would be, here we have two cards. We have the Magician in reverse, and getting into our last line, we have the Moon card. The 1111 would be enlightenment. It could be epiphany. Now we're on our last line of the reading. We've begun with the Moon card. Who else is coming to impart the message of Justice in Reverse and Judgment for the Hoodie Collective? The Queen of Pentacles. And now we come to our last position in the spread. We have two cards. We have the Seven of Wands in reverse and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Who's on the bottom of the deck? The Fool. Interesting. He is the 0 card, and that brings me back to when I started the reading and spoke about having an intuition of being in the void, the 0 point from which all things come. So I would like to begin with the very first cards, the Justice Reverse and the Judgment card, who came out to host this spread. And I think there are two things going on here at the same time. And if you look at the spread, you may find that you see other things as well. So as for what I see, pure and simple, I see a time marker. I see justice, which could very well refer to the equinox that we've just passed through, the vernal equinox, in which we have equal day and equal night. So the Justice card, being a card of balance and equality, could very well express that. And being that she is in reverse, this could mean that we're just past that time. The Judgment card could be spring. It could be, it's the card of resurrection. We're definitely in that season right now. And this is the time that really marks the start of a brand new year, I know we celebrated in January, but actually a new year is starting now. And all of this time marking is further referenced by the Fool turning up on the bottom of the card. This is the first card in the tarot deck. It is the beginning of the Fool's journey, beginning of the new year, 0 point from which everything forward will originate. Another interpretation of these two cards that I think is unavoidable is the fact that justice is upside down. She's on her head. Justice is not being done. The laws are being violated. Things are unfair and unequal. And then, of course, it's Judgment Day. Somebody is being called to atone for the things they have done. Interestingly enough, as I say that, the timestamp 1111 passes on my device. I just want you to know that. Next, I want to look at the major arcana that are expressed in this spread. We have the Hermit card, we have the Tower card, the Magician, the Moon, and then at the bottom of the deck, of course, was the Fool. Numerologically speaking, all of these cards point to endings and beginnings. The Hermit card is a 9, and 9 is the number of completion. The Hermit card is a card of isolation and of inner reflection, following your own light and looking for your own inner wisdom. The Tower card is number 16, which reduces to number 7. And 7 would be the number of spiritual influence and, again, of inner reflection. As we know, the Tower is a card of sudden, unavoidable, catastrophic disruption in which anything that is weak, any weak foundation, any place where you are living in delusions, all of that is suddenly blown away. The Magician card is here. It's a number 1, so it is the card of new beginnings. The Magician encompasses all the elements: earth, fire, air, and water. The Magician is the very powerful force by which we create our own reality. The Moon card is number 18. It's a card of water. 18 reduces to 9. So once again, we have another card of completion. The Moon card is a dark and shadowy card in which all things cannot be seen clearly, and in which sometimes we express fear because we cannot see things clearly. And finally, at the bottom of the deck, of course, is the Fool, the 0 point, the brand new beginning, and he is the element of air. The Fool can be characterized as encompassing creativity, rebellion, and change. All of these cards that I have just talked about are major arcana, which means that these are not situations that individuals have a control over. These are major forces. These are major universal forces. So the whole collective of humanity is experiencing these forces together. Looking at this spread, there's an ominous feeling. There's a feeling that things are ending, but in such a catastrophic way that we're not really prepared for it. And this whole situation is dominated by a sense of injustice that should be addressed. There should be judgment, but the system of justice is literally on its head. There is a new beginning coming, but nobody can see clearly what it will be. And because of that, there's plenty of fear about the unknown. In the first line of the reading, you can see individuals looking inside themselves and feeling that sense of passion and that sense of the heart being stirred. And there's a sense of going it alone, of being alone with these feelings and not knowing what to do about them. Earlier, I mentioned that the Four of Wands was configured in a way that it looks like an 1111 card of enlightenment. But the Four of Wands is also a card that expresses our sense of well-being, our sense of happy community, our sense of security. In this spread, the Four of Wands is literally the heart of the reading. So our sense of happy community, of security, is at the heart of this reading, flanked on one side by the Tower of Destruction and on the other side by the Magician in reverse. Our sense of security has been catastrophically destroyed, and we are at a loss for how to recreate it. Our Magician is upside down. The Magician upside down might also impart a feeling of trickery. Somebody had control of this situation. It was orchestrated. A sense of orchestrated demolition of our feeling of security. And not just our feelings of security, but our actual physical secure foundations as a culture and as a community. One may even argue that this is really nothing new and has actually been going on for a while. With the number of 9s in this reading, we're completing a cycle. Completing a cycle and starting a new one under the influence of the moon, which is a shadowy force that we can't tell what's going to happen. And it makes us feel trepidation. The Fool is the ultimate new beginning, but the Fool might just as well be going over a cliff. Fool is the ultimate carefree card. It's the card of throwing caution to the wind and going on a brand new adventure. However, you could just as well interpret the Fool as being careless. There could be a very strong feeling that the orchestrators of this chain could actually care less about how it affects our foundations. This Queen of Pentacles is so interesting as an image. She sits with her large pentacle on her lap, almost as if she is cradling a pregnancy. She is surrounded by wild animals and foliage and very much strikes the thought of Mother Earth. How she pulls at our heart as she sits there next to the shadows of the moon. Protect what is vulnerable. Nurture. Popularly, the Queen of Pentacles is the mother of self-care. She's the mother of nurturing and of knowing the value of her resources. She is poised next to the Seven of Wands, who's in reverse. The Seven of Wands is the one defending himself against all comers, of putting up boundaries, a strong defense. But in reverse, we wonder if he's not defenseless. The Queen of Pentacles is here, and she urges protection of what is defenseless, or a feeling of being defenseless is being shown in this reading. As well, we have the Four of Pentacles upside down. This feeling of really wanting to hold on to things or to hold something back, but it's in reverse. There's an inability to defend and to hold off what's coming, and what's coming is not clear. And this concludes our main spread. At this point, I am taking up the flower deck to ask for a few words of advice on the main spread. Is there any advice for the Hoodie Collective? Just a reminder that after this reading, there will be still shots of the spreads that you can take screenshots of if you want to do further interpretation on your own. And also there will be a visit from Lucy Cat. Sometimes a card flips over in the deck, but it doesn't come all the way out to the table, in which case I will probably show it to you, but I will not accept it. I will put it back in the deck. I think these cards do bear looking at, but I really need them to come all the way out to the table if I'm going to count them. That's my personal rule. Also, if more than 2 cards fall out together at a time, I generally won't take them either. Sometimes I'll take 3, usually only 2, never more than 3. It's just too many. For me, there's a point at which just too many cards on the table becomes confusing and too many things to keep track of. The deck is being very particular today in what it wants to tell us. I noticed that even in the last spread. And here we have the Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles coming out together. Yes, and in case you're wondering, I do lick my thumb a little bit while I'm shuffling because it just helps the shuffle. Otherwise, the cards sort of don't shuffle. They just land in big clumps. Generally, nobody touches my cards except me, so I'm not very concerned about it. My goodness, and at long last, it is the Knight of Wands in reverse. And here we have the Lovers card. And coming out with the Lovers card, we have the Queen of Wands, and she is in reverse. And now, of course, we want to look on the bottom of the deck. And it is our friend, the Tower. You know, the Tower turned up in the last spread. And here it is, radiating its energy in this spread as well. Please do feel free to give further thought to these cards and interpret them on your own if you are inclined to do so. As for me, overwhelmingly, what I see here as advice is that in the shadow of the Tower, things that are falling apart and things that feel insecure and uncertain, there is an element of working together and forming relationships. The Three of Coins would speak to actual work, like the three of coins, the Three of Pentacles. I use them interchangeably. They mean the same thing. But this is a card of collaboration between skilled labor, the clergy who is ordering work done, and the financier who will pay for that work. So it's very much a card of great work getting done when people work together. In this day and age, and I've said it before, I cannot see this card without thinking, make America great again. You can come at that from whatever angle you want, but when I look at this card, I think if we are going to make ourselves great, we really need to work together as opposed to being divided. Down the line again, you know, we will see the Lover's card. The Lover's card is about a relationship. It's about a strong relationship. It's stronger than the Two of Cups. There's an angel in the background of the card, which is urging you to think about where your commitments lie. Make a commitment to forming relationships with each other, working together. And I think this will aid us if we are feeling like we don't have any confidence, if we are feeling like we don't have what it takes, like we're not good enough, like our will isn't strong enough, which is what you will find in the Queen of Wands reversed. If the Queen of Wands is anything, she's bold, she bears the spark of life in her heart, she's sexy and beautiful, and she's confident, and when she walks into a room, everybody knows it. She's just so exuberant. So if she's in reverse, then we are lacking those things, which we may very well be. These are trying times, then our relationships become even more important. The Knight of Pentacles and or coins would denote slow, steady, down to earth, practical, reliable, stable energy. Work together in a slow, steady pace. Don't let up. Don't give up on what you're doing. Be grounded. And right at the center of this reading, we have the Knight of Wands, and he's in reverse. The Knight of Wands is in when he's upright is a guy who would go off half-cocked. He might be heading someplace 90 miles an hour and all of a sudden change his mind and go the opposite direction at 90 miles an hour. He might be impulsive, unpredictable. He's in reverse. Guard against being impulsive and unpredictable and too fiery-headed, too hot-headed. Form relationships. Work together during this time of Tower. And that's the advice that it appears we're getting. Thank you very much. And this concludes this spread. You're on. You're on, beautiful. You gonna come over here? Come on, pretty girl. Sweetness and beauty. I think Lucy's looking for snacks. Yes, you are. We're just a couple of old pensioners, aren't we, Lucy? We have to have our creature comforts now. Okay, my friend.